Welcome back to another episode. Today I want to take a closer look at a few semiconductor stocks. We're going to start off with Nvidia, as there have been a lot of AI updates that I think investors should know. We also got some updates about the recent TSMC, the Taiwan earthquake, and how it impacts TSMC. Too long, don't watch. It's not going to be anything that Nvidia investors should worry about. After that, I want to take a closer look at three semiconductor stocks that have kind of fallen in stock price today. We had Micron down roughly 4%, we had ARM Technologies down roughly 7%, and we had ASML down nearly 3%. So I just want to share my overall thoughts on these three players, as in recent live streams, I've gotten a lot of questions about them. So I just want to share my overall thoughts of what some of the bullish and bearish takes for each of these companies. Now, if this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for special offer at fool.com/Jose, and check out my free daily semiconductor newsletter, whatthechip.happened.com. So let's get started.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so let's start off with Nvidia. Nvidia actually finished the day green after most of the stocks were down. Most semiconductor stocks were down red today. There are some great updates for Nvidia. I want to say the updates that we're going to see might not be as bullish as some of the other updates we've seen this week, but I do believe it does kind of bring some sentiment of where the AI market is going. The first thing I want to take a closer look at is TSMC. I've talked about it in previous episodes where Taiwan was hit with an earthquake and some of the facilities of TSMC's were put on hold as they had to verify that everybody was safe, that all the equipment was functional, and that there wasn't any disruption. Right now, reports are saying that around 20,000 TSMC wafers are reported damaged by the earthquake, and that might seem like a lot and a lot of numbers, but right here in this article we can see that on a good day manufacturing output can reach up to 37,000 units. So it does seem like this is going to be more of a non-crucial event for semiconductor companies, so I really wouldn't put this in a bearish case for players like Nvidia or anyone else. The next topic I want to take a closer look at is Trump today announced that we need double the energy we currently have in the United States for AI. And he promises an emergency declaration for more power. So President Donald Trump, we saw earlier this week, kind of had that Stargate announcement with big players. And right now, one of the biggest bottlenecks in data centers and kind of with all the things that take forever to build out a data center is actually powering the plants. So one thing that Trump is expected to do is they don't have to worry about utility. He added that they're going to remove kind of some of the regulations that are in place for this to help these data centers build their power plants faster than normal. So we're going to make it so that the plants will have their own electric generated facilities attached right to their plants. So this obviously could be seen bullish for data center players. It is going to allow data centers to, in theory, be able to build their data centers a lot faster. Now, this in theory can also be seen indirectly bullish to Nvidia, because if you can build your data centers a lot faster than normal, then in theory you should be able to need and buy your Nvidia GPUs faster than usual. So that's bullish for Nvidia in the long term if we do see things like that play out. Now, the final three things I want to talk about are AI updates. And one thing that I mentioned for Nvidia is for 2025, in my opinion, to be very bullish for Nvidia, especially going into 2026, is we need to see some strong advancements in AI solutions. And I think already in January, we're seeing that. In January 23rd of 2025, OpenAI announced their Operator. An Operator is a research preview of an agent that can use its own browser to perform tasks for you, and it is available to pro users in the United States. So one thing that you can use browser to kind of you can give it a task and they'll go and search the web for you. So for example, you can say, hey, look, go to Instacart and order the following products for me and get it delivered. So it will do all that for you. And then at the end, you just have to kind of plug in either your login information or your payment information for the final for the final thing to happen. So this is very early innings. We're still a lot of mistakes in here, but I do believe it's creating this AI agents that is going to be able to do a task for you and kind of really, at least for me, be able to take an internship role at a price of $200 per month. So I'm pretty excited about that. And Perplexity also today announced something similar. They introduced Perplexity Assistant, which uses reasoning search and apps to help with daily tasks ranging from simple questions to multiple app actions. You can book dinner, find a forgotten song, call a ride, draft an email, set reminders, and more, available on Play Store. So we are seeing kind of this innovation in AI, especially in the consumer market, start to take off. And I think this right now is just a bullish trend. None of these, in my opinion, are anything that is going to be like, hey, look, this is amazing for Nvidia stock, but it's just a bullish trend that AI continues to innovate. Now, Nvidia also did release a blog earlier today about kind of the strength of inference, and pretty much Nvidia just mentions that big companies like Perplexity and AI handles over 435 million monthly queries per monthly queries obviously, and they're using Nvidia's H100 for inference because Nvidia has kind of created this ultimate inference machine. So fast, low-cost inference offers key to profitable AI. The NVIDIA inference platform boosts AI inference performance, saving millions of dollars across retail, telecommunication, and more. So it does seem like a huge push into AI will eventually be inference, as we see right now more products come out into the consumer world. You're going to need more inference computational power, and Nvidia wants to let you know that they are one of the key players in inference, and their overall software solutions, the ability to build their overall system integration, is one that makes them a leader in this space. So this is going to be definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye out. So that's all I have for Nvidia. I don't believe any of the news right now are anything too crazy. It's more just a bullish trend for the long-term potential of Nvidia. If I had to pick one, I think it would be the power emergency declaration that could help out build data centers a lot faster. And actually maybe this one as well, where we've seen AI companies develop some form of early AI agents already in January of 2025. I can't imagine what we're going to have in the summer of 2025. Now, the next company I want to take a closer look at is Micron. And if you're still here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So Micron was down roughly 4% today. I believe one of the main reasons the stock was down today is SK Hynix reported earnings yesterday. We talked about that in yesterday's episode. And SK Hynix mentioned that there is a huge slowdown still, or warning that the demand in 2025 was clouded by inventory adjustments from PCs and smartphone markets. And this is actually something very similar to what Micron said last month, so it shouldn't be a surprise. I'm still bullish in Micron, as I believe HBM is going to be very strong for companies like Micron and SK Hynix. And once we see the turnaround of those consumer products, the market is going to love the memory players. So I think Micron below the $100 is very attractive. Here we probably get a decent dollar cost average opportunity, in my opinion. Now we're going to take a closer look at ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings was down roughly 7% today. So obviously in the past few days though, they've done amazing. The 5 days is up roughly 12%. So you're kind of seeing maybe some of the pullback after the strength. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we saw that that SoftBank and OpenAI and Oracle announced ARM to be a key initial technology partner in the Stargate project. Now, while this is true, I think this technological partnership is very indirect. ARM is just going to be a critical player because Nvidia uses their CPU based on an ARM architecture. So I think this is just me being devious and random thinking. I think because SoftBank is a major player here, they wanted to pump up their ARM Holdings position here as they hold major position in ARM. Now, another random prediction that I'm making here, SoftBank is going to sell a nice amount of ARM holdings in the upcoming weeks, in the upcoming months, to continue to fund this Stargate project that they're really focused on. So if I was in ARM holdings at the moment, I would be prepared that there is the possibility of some negative price action coming your way. It doesn't mean it's a guaranteed, but I believe the probability of it happening has increased ever since we have the Stargate project. Now, ASML is another company I get a lot of questions about. ASML was down roughly 2.6%. In the past year, ASML is actually down 4%. So I personally don't own ASML, but I am very, very bullish on the equipment space. Now, things like the Stargate project aren't things that would make me bullish on ASML. What really would get me bullish for ASML is we did see TSMC last week mention that they are increasing their capital expenditure dramatically. In 2024, they spent roughly 30 billion. In 2025, they're expecting to spend roughly 40 billions at midpoint, with 70% of that being allocated for advanced process technology. As we all know, advanced process technology is pretty much ASML's equipment, right? That's the big value item in that segment. So I think ASML, they are going to see a nice bullish trend. One thing that could be seen negative right now is supposedly the Chinese market is going to slow down on capital expenditure in 2025, but ASML doesn't really sell too much units to China due to regulation and export reasonings. But if you are in a semiconductor equipment company that does have a lot of exposure in China, I would say maybe it might be time that to be prepared that we might see some negative price actions in those stocks. I am very, very much bullish in the semiconductor equipment space. Obviously, these Chinese news could be seen as a bearish case. In the long term, I am very, very much bullish in equipment players. But I think ASML and all these big time equipment players are going to have a great second of 2020s. So those are all my overall thoughts on these 4 companies that I wanted to discuss. Let me know your thoughts below. What are your thoughts and what are some companies you want me to cover tomorrow? Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.